Hi there, I'm Scott from ByTheBrush Miniatures, and today I'm going to show you how you can start Warhammer Age of Sigmar. If you've seen my Warhammer 40,000 video, it's very similar. It's essentially the same sort of stuff you're going to need to start, but I do just want to mention that Age of Sigmar I think is a bit more accessible to beginners. Obviously with both of them you've got to start somewhere, but with Age of Sigmar I just feel like the game it plays a bit simpler and it's got a bit simpler rules. But yeah, on that note, we'll get started. First of all, the starter sets. The Age of Sigmar ones are literally essentially identical to the Warhammer 40,000 ones. You get the same sort of stuff in both of them, just obviously different armies and everything just converted between the two different games. So just as was with 40k, you're going to need some models, and for this example we're going to be using some of my Idoneth Deepkin, and these I've put in units of 5, which you could do in the game, but there's no point in doing it. They come in boxes of 10. You should always have them in 10s because you pay for them, whereas in 40k you pay for points per model when you're making your army, because they're all based on points, so you spend points per every model you have, and in the units in the model, if you've got a unit of 5 Space Marines, it costs different to a unit of 6 Space Marines, which is obviously more expensive. In Age of Sigmar you pay by the tens of models, so if you have 5 models, if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it costs the same. But if you've got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 in a unit, it costs the same. So definitely don't ever put them in blobs of 5, put them in units of 10, unless for some tactical reason. I'm not going to go into that in this video. So here I've got an Isharan Soul Render, 2 units of Namarti Thralls and a unit of Namarti Reavers. That's because in Age of Sigmar it doesn't work on the same detachment spaces as 40k does. In Age of Sigmar you have a general, and then you've got battle line, and then you've got artillery, you've got behemoths, you've got endless spells. It works very different. So here I've got 1 leader who is going to be the general, and then I've got 3 battle line. And the reason I have 3 battle line is because if you're playing a 2,000 point game, you need a general and 3 battle line. It's also worth mentioning that depending on which army you start, the general will basically dictate what can be battle line in your army. With Idoneth Deepkin, for example, the Namarti Thralls are always battle line, but Reavers are only battle line if you have an Isharan as your warlord. If I had an Akelian as my general, which is a different type of leader in this army, then that would mean that this is not battle line. Instead, I would have a different unit as battle line. With them all out of the way, the next thing you're going to need is some rules. And as with 40k, I recommend that you get the rules for your army first. And these come in the form of battle tomes. So this is the battle tome for the Idoneth Deepkin here. So this has all the rules that correspond with my army. In Age of Sigmar, some armies are massive and some are tiny, which is another reason I recommend Age of Sigmar for beginners quite a lot, is because it's a lot more accessible in the sense that you can have an army which doesn't have so much variety. So before you know it, you'll already have everything that they have access to. You'll just need to get more of it. Whereas if you're doing, and that's definitely the case with Idoneth Deepkin or like Flesh Eater Courts, things like that. But then if you go into Stormcast Eternals or Slaves to Darkness or things like that, then you start really getting a lot of options that you might not be able to quickly acquire. So you've got the rules for your army. Next you need the rules for the game, and that comes in the Age of Sigmar core book. I should note this is the 2nd edition core book, and we are going to be moving into 3rd edition soon, so it's probably the best time ever to start Age of Sigmar right now, because you'll probably be in early 3rd edition by the time this video comes out. Maybe not quite there yet, but this is something you're going to need, the core book, whether it's 2nd or 3rd edition, depending on when and where you are as well, because you might, if you're in If you're not in the UK, then you'll probably get it a bit later than we do the core book for 2nd edition. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how Games Workshop's gonna distribute that. They'll probably just release it everywhere all at once. The next 2 key elements are dice, because the game revolves around dice rolls and achieving specific rolls to carry out certain actions, so you're going to need some dice for that. Things such as movement and range on ranged weapons like bows or magic require a tape measure. Just like that, it's a regular tape measure, you can get it anywhere, and that is everything you need to play Warhammer Age of Sigmar to get started. As per usual, I'll put the links in the description to everything here, including the starter sets for Age of Sigmar, all the different levels of it, whether you want to pay £30 and just you know maybe just stick a pinky toe into Warhammer and just see if you like it, or whether you want to just jump straight in the deep end, spend 100 and or however much it is, £90, something like that, for the highest tier of starter set, and then you'll get 2 full armies, the rulebook, a little board, some terrain, and yeah, so that's everything you're going to need. So thank you for watching this video. If you want to support us, please click the link in the description to our Patreon. We would really appreciate your support. Nevertheless, thank you for the view, and subscribe for more videos like this.